Just making this video now, guys, because the game is pretty much over. 17-10. The game-winning or game-tying pass slips off of Nelson Aguilar's fingers, as it should, because this Eagles offense is absolutely and utterly pathetic. What is up here today, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 bringing you my Patriots, Eagles, post-game, whatever. One of the most maddening games I've probably ever watched on offense. And I really don't have any answers at this point other than fire Mike Groh, get Carson Wentz some decent wide receivers that can actually create separation, for one, and really get another quarterbacks coach in. I think Carson Walsh is the quarterbacks or whoever's the quarterbacks coach, he's trash. Carson Wentz is looking like complete garbage out there on most plays. He holds on to the ball too long. He takes unnecessary sacks. I think he had like 5 or 6 sacks by the end of this game. And he just holds on to the ball way too long. He tries to be like tries to make the hero play way too often. I don't know if this is just Carson Wentz or if this is the offensive coordinator, but I just remember when Frank Reich was here, it didn't go down that way. So I really think, number one, you just fire Mike Groh. You just got to fire him because he's complete garbage. There was a point in the game where it showed Mike Groh and Wentz sitting on the bench talking to each other, and Mike Groh was just kind of like the dude has no passion, guys. He has no passion for this sport. He has no passion for his position. He needs to go. So I'm not going to go on about that. The defense, they played lights out, really. They held the Patriots to 17, which I can commend. Like I said, the game's not over. They might score again, but there's like a minute 30 left in the game, and Nelson Aguilar dropped the pass. So I'm just gonna make this video now, and then if the Patriots end up winning, I'm just gonna upload it. Which really they're most likely gonna win, because the Eagles have had like 8 or 9 ever since that first quarter where they were up 10-0. They had 8 or 9 shots to even get 3, and they couldn't even do that. So it's just absolutely pathetic how pathetic this offense is. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside saying he's going to shut the haters up. Didn't see it this game. Zach Ertz is just old reliable as usual, getting garbage yards and garbage time, getting no yards after catch. Just the typical Eagles, catch down, drop the ball. These screen passes, it's just typical Doug Peterson fare again. The offense looking very Chip Kelly-ish, just flat. So the way I would describe it, I'm going to put it in the title, this is one of the most boring and flat offenses I've seen from the Eagles since 2015 when Sam Bradford was here. Last year was kind of the same way, but when Nick Foles came back, there was like a spark again. I really think the only way to move forward is you got to start cleaning house with the offense. You got to get a lot of these guys out of here. They're too old. They're too beat up. They're too familiar, I guess. You need to get them out. Nelson Aguilar is just, he's atrocious to watch. Like, how many balls this dude has dropped this season that are just like huge drops. It's just, I can't deal anymore. Can't deal with it anymore, guys. So Jay Ajayi, another one, was like hardly used. They go out and sign him, and then they ended up using Boston Scott. Boston Scott had a crazy fumble that was luckily kicked out of bounds, but it's just suspect, guys. The Eagles are suspect. You got Alshon Jeffrey injured. You got Jordan Howard injured. The Eagles offense, just a train wreck. Now I'm going to get to a positive, because I think this really needs to be talked about. The Eagles defense, guys. The Eagles defense looked really good in this game. They came to play, Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby. They were just out there making a splash. However, the huge negative with the defense, again, 5 or 6 that I counted. I could be off a little bit, but at least 5 or 6 instances where they could have got an interception and they didn't. Again, this is like the wide receiver problem, but on defense. The ball hits their hands and they don't catch it. So allowing Tom Brady to stay in the game like that when you can't just get an interception when you know you should, it's game breaking, guys. It's game breaking. So I think that the defense, you know, they look good, but they should have had more takeaways to give. I mean, the offense at this point needed like 20 different possessions to even get anything going, if that. And I'm not really defending the offense here. I'm just saying if the defense is going to be out there that much, they need to kind of take the game into their own hands, you know, quarterback their own game at that point and create their own turnovers and momentum, which they didn't do. They were really good, though, stopping Tom Brady. Tom Brady had a lot of 3rd and longs, had to you know, punt it away. There was like 9 different punting attempts from the Patriots, which is good. So, you know, the defense really, they look good now that they're all healthy. You know, it makes me think maybe, you know, I think Jim Schwartz is fine, guys. I've kind of said his scheme was garbage, but I never said that you should fire Jim Schwartz. The Eagles do still need a cornerback in the offseason, but I think they could continue this with these guys. With the guys the way they are, as long as they stay healthy. You know, Avonte Maddox, I think he had another scare. We'll just go to injuries real quick. It looks like Avonte Maddox might have had a scare. Lane Johnson is out with a concussion, so that's huge. That's another reason why the offense kind of just went after a while, because Big V sucks and he should have been traded like weeks ago, back when teams were actually interested in him. And I don't know, it's a mess, guys. This Eagles team is a mess. I'm really learning what the problem is. The problem is these dudes are just too old. The Eagles are not drafting enough young talent. They're bringing in too many old guys on these long contracts. You know, you just restructured Brandon Brooks' contract, which is fine, because Brandon Brooks is like one of the few players that's been amazing on this team this year. But, you know, I hear they're trying to rework Zach Ertz. They're trying to rework Malcolm Jenkins. You know, these guys are old. It's time to start bringing in the future, and they just are really not doing that in the draft. They don't have enough draft picks for one. When the draft comes, Howie Roseman doesn't really draft well for the most part. I mean, again, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, he's a 2nd-round draft pick, and we've seen nothing from him. I would have much rather had like a defensive player or, you know, an O-lineman or something like that. So I don't know. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess. So, Eagles, you know, I knew they were going to fight on this one. I knew they weren't just going to lay down and die. And they did. They fought till the end, which is admirable. But this team just isn't good enough, guys. They're just not good enough this year. And I've had this feeling for about 5 or 6 weeks now. Just watching what's been going on, you know, there's got to be some serious changes after this season with the coaching, with players, all sorts, medical staff too. I mean, fire that whole crew. So it is what it is. As of making this video, Patriots 17, Eagles 10. Eagles couldn't get the win, guys. The win slipped off of Nelson Aguilar's fingertips, which again, just so fitting. That's exactly the way the Eagles need to lose, because that's the way it always happens. Something that we've been complaining about for months that doesn't get addressed, and then they lose because of it. So that is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about this game down in the comments below. The Eagles season is really not over. The Cowboys did win today, but the Eagles have the Seahawks next, which they could even lose that one, and then they've got like one of the easiest stretches from then on till the end of the season, where they could basically get 5 straight wins if they play their cards right and still get in with a 10-6 record. So we'll just have to see what happens. But unfortunately, the Lions let us down today. They lost to the Cowboys, which I thought the Giants would, I thought the Lions would have a better shot against the Cowboys, but it is what it is, guys. So anyway, that's what it is. The Eagles lose at home to the New England Patriots. Congratulations, Patriots fans, on your win. Congratulations, Tom Brady. We know it's been haunting you, that we beat you in the Super Bowl, that you had over 500 yards passing and you still lost, that you lost to a backup quarterback, Nick Foles, Super Bowl 52 MVP. You can go home, enjoy this win while you chew on that one. So anyway, guys, Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer as well, make sure that you are subscribed, as YouTube does unsubscribe a lot of my viewers for some reason. I've been looking at the statistics, and it's crazy. So, like I said, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys are the best. It's fly Eagles fly or die Eagles die on here. I will always come up. I will always show up no matter what, to give my thoughts and opinions. But with that said, this has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.